textbook sense, right? Like what I told you in the newsroom, you know.
Yes.
So no, have you ever seen or heard of a chartered journalist before?
Chartered journalist.
Audited journalist.
Audited journalist.
Have you ever like,
not that I know of.
all you hear is senior journalist. And senior journalist too, what is the number of years? Is it 10 or 5 or 6? You don't know. I have worked hard to become president of Kids Olympics. Oh, kids, please clap for me. Oh,
let's have a round of applause.
And you introduced me in this manner. Daniel, Charlie, this is so poor. I reject it.
Please.
You're talking to Your Excellency. So start again. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we invite Your Excellency, the Supremo, the Doya, the indefatigable, Ridwan,
Ibrahim.
father of kids. You add everything.
Okay, so do you know what, Ridwan? I think that I need to go for some extra classes and write your intro. And then tomorrow we'll bang with it. How about that?
I'm not common. I'm not common like that.
Hey, how can you be common?
I can't.
Hey, that's blasphemy. Ridwan, how you doing?
Fine. Hey, this morning, let's say, the shout-outs coming in, and even before that, today is the biggest, the start of the biggest, and you can dispute that. The biggest inter-schools and colleges event in the whole of Ghana.
Wow.
It's in Kumasi. The Ashanti Regional, schools and colleges is big. 40,000, the capacity filled to capacity in Kumasi. And the competition is also top-notch. T.I. Ahmadiyya, the school, they won the first Love FM debate, right?
Yes, Love FM high school debates. Yes, they did.
They are good. It's a Rose Sports school.
Asakia, Hanan, and the other.
Yeah, it's a Rose Sports school, and they've won it. I think so many serial winners for the last 7 years.
Wow.
They've been dominating. Can they be toppled by Prempeh or
or OWAS?
OWAS, the rivalry is there. We'll be keeping, the microphones and the cameras.
Charlie, we don't call you president of the International Kids Olympics Committee for nothing.
Yeah.
You've earned your stripes.
My bro.
All right, then. The Sports Center is brought to you by MT, and welcome to the new world. Standard Chartered Bank here for good. FPAC blows your pain away. A multi-TV just thrills. Wake up to a good morning because there's so much to look forward to only on MTN. Your mornings are brighter because we are giving you 400 megabytes and 30 minutes of free on-net calls at just 1 Ghana cedi from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Just imagine all the amazing things you can do online and all those gists you can have with your friends and family every morning. My guy, just dial star 138 hash and you are sorted. MTN Kokroko. We day for you everywhere you go. Now party with talents like Sarkodia and DJ Viruski as we connect and more at the SC Connect party on March 30 this Saturday at the Polo Club. Experience a unique blend of fun music and good food from 1 p.m. as you connect, enjoy good music and food. Simply download the SC mobile app and fund your accounts to gain access to this once-in-a-lifetime event. Download now on Android and iOS. Hashtag Be Unstoppable. Standard Chartered Bank here for good.
And we have to say some shout out to people listening now. Now, Nuruddin Alhassan of SIC, he wants to wish his wife Jimaila Mohammed a happy birthday. They've been married for 17 years. So on the Joy Sports Center, we hand over to him a master's degree. That's MA in my, MA?
Yeah, master.
No. To Nuruddin Alhassan. Marriage in stages. First 5 years is sweetness. Second is fighting to sustain. Then after 10, 11, we call it the marriage maintenance. You're maintaining the marriage. So that's it to Nuruddin Alhassan and the wife. And also yesterday I met some nice guys. Najib Adam from Talo Oil.
Okay.
Nice guy. He really spotted me in the dark. Even without knowing my identity, he could, tell from my voice. And also Stephen Owusu from Talo.
Wow.
Nice guys as well. But we have to do something if you have your phone before we go into the Joy Sports Center. The 3 awards is coming up this weekend.
The 3 music awards.
Yes. So what you have to do is just with your phone, Daniel, you have to help me do this one.
Yeah. So it's star 713 star 2 hash.
And
star 713.
DJ Wubete is there. Just follow it. If you dial.
You have to dial 8 from there.
Yes.
That's to vote for DJ and DJ Ubeti is in there.
You have to vote for DJ Ubeti if you like him. But
we are bringing this award home.
Absolutely. Let's begin the show now. And Right to Dream Academy insists that their model is the best and most relevant in the world. Now, founded 20 years ago by former Manchester United scout for Africa, Tom Vernon, the academy scouts talented young boys and girls, gives them quality education to the highest level, I'm talking about university level, and then polishes them to become positive role models and not as financial assets.
In the academy model, that if an academy thinks that the player doesn't have an economic value to them anymore, then they're discarded from the academy. And for me, it's wrong. You know, the FIFA system encourages us to look at human beings as financial assets. And you can't operate like that. You need to take the human being and see the strengths that you have. Today you've seen some guys here talking, getting into Ivy League universities, girls who didn't have any hope or dream, going on to become lawyers. Like, those are like real human beings who start in your academy, and just because maybe their form is off at one point, we've seen the other academies come and go here. All the stories around how they just kick kids out when it doesn't meet their fancy anymore. But we've made like that long-term commitment to every kid. And you can see with our sponsors and with the growth that we're achieving, when you do the right thing, you grow. And so we've always done the right thing by the kids. And that's led to a growth in our philosophy, and then a growth in the support for the model.
You know, if you go to Right to Dream Academy, you know, you can hear the American slangs all over. It's like it's inculcated, you know, in them. I mean, it's such a nice project whereby people who were having a cloud of despondency just over them, you know, now are thinking big, becoming, you know, competing in the robotics competition.
Exactly.
And attending the highest form, going to Stanford, to Fordham University, some of the biggest, you know, high schools and colleges you can get in the United States.
That's
playing
amazing.
football alongside. And some of them get to play, you know, pro football in the MLS now. Like they've got two now at Dallas FC, Chumesi, and then Etienne, Francis Etienne. They've gone through Michigan University, and then they were selected through the draft system. But yesterday it was nice meeting them. And also Right to Dream, you know, they also celebrated their 5-year sponsorship relationship with Talo Oil PLC, whose managing director, Kweku Aboche, gave them the thumbs up for providing talented young boys and girls with a chance to fulfill their potential.
I think Right to Dream is providing a unique opportunity for young men and women, boys and girls, to combine education and sports and provide really amazing opportunities for them. They are getting scholarships to go to some of the best schools in the US and in the UK and Europe. And in some cases, they're getting scholarships to go to some of the best universities in the US and the UK. And being able to build young people to that caliber is really impressive. So it's something that certainly Talo as a company, and we're one of the big sponsors, feel is a really worthwhile effort because we're turning out really admirable, impressive young men and women. And, you know, some of the alumni from Right to Dream have played for the Black Stars, have played for some of the major soccer teams in Europe and in the US. And we talked about Waris, King John, various people like that. What we're doing now at Talo is that we're actually working with them to bring in some of the young folks as interns into the company so that they also get some work experience as well as part of their development.
You know, it's interesting to hear a 5-year-old now thinking to become an engineer playing football alongside. That's just good for Right to Dream. And talking about the academy, they have in recent times produced some national team players who have represented the Black Stars, like David Akam and Majid Waris, who've played at the Nations Cup before. But we wait to see if a graduate from the school can get Crash Kwesi Appiah's team for this year's tournament in Egypt. Ahead of the competition in June, it looks like many fans doubt the team's tournament winning credentials. And the task even looks Herculean with an expanded 24 teams. Deputy Captain Andre Ayew, who would be making his 6th appearance at the tournament if selected, admits it will be tough.
I think it makes it even more difficult because then when it was 16, we had in the tournament you go to a point where you have about 5-6 days of rest. But now when you look at it and you calculate the days that the tournament is going to be played, if you are going further, you'll be playing every 3 days you'll be playing. So you need to be very fit and you know, have good rest, good training. It's going to be very hectic, very, very demanding. It's a new philosophy coming in from CAF, and we need to adapt to it and be ready because we won't have any excuse.
So you heard Andrea Ayew there. Now, Deputy Sports Minister Perry Okujeto says Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah has the full backing of government as well as the normalization committee to end the country's long wait for a continental title.
Yes, Coach Kwesi Appiah has a full backing of the management committee, has a full backing of the ministry and the Ghana Football Association normalization committee. If he didn't have the full support and backing of these bodies, I'm not sure he'll be where he is. So he does have the backing of all these bodies.
You heard Perry Okujeto, Deputy Sports Minister. And away from football, the Sports Ministry has executed President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's promise to award new IBF lightweight world champion Richard Comey a brand new Toyota Corolla. Now, the presentation was done yesterday at Accra Sports Stadium. Comey summed up his feelings after receiving the keys to the Beamer.
He promised me to give me a vehicle and he gave me some cash, about 50,000, and he did. And obviously, I'm highly impressed. I'm highly honored. You know, very soon as I'll be moving out of this country shortly, and yeah, man, very soon. I think before the end of next month, I'll know who I'll be fighting. I'll know who and when I'll be fighting. So pretty soon.
You had Richard Comey there. Before we go, three-time champion Roger Federer reached the quarterfinals of the Miami Open with a straight-set victory over Russia's Daniil Medvedev. And now Federer is not looking forward to taking on the Big Seven South African Kevin Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a bit tricky, you know. You go back to big serve mentality to try to hold your own service games first before thinking about how to break Kevin. I had a tough one against him at Wimbledon when I lost. Was able to come back and play a good match against him in London when I really had to in that round robin match. But, you know, I think I'm feeling really good.
You know, that's Roger Federer there, and that's how we wrap up, you know, the Sports Center for the morning. And Daniel, you know, we had Warriors playing last night, early into this morning, watching that game, defeating Memphis. That was by, is it 110, right? And we have got
a close game.
No, we've got about 6 more games left, or 5 to the end of the regular season and the playoffs.
And then the big boys come in.
The big boys will come in. The playoffs will be huge here when we bring it. Hey, but, you know, to TMS and then Opokuwari, let's keep the tempo at where we know it to be. The quality should be there. Let's monitor the talents coming in from the inter-schools and colleges. We'll be there, and tomorrow we'll tell you what really happened after day one. The championship day is on Friday. That's tomorrow, where the medals will be handed out. But it wouldn't be a shock if TMS, you know, are declared champions for both boys and girls.
The girls.
You know.
Interesting thing about TIMS, Ridwan. So when we went for the Love FM High School debate, TIMS presented 2 ladies, and the final was between 2 mixed schools, and both mixed schools presented all females. In fact, the only males from the semi-final upward were from an all-male school.
Conclude.
I will not make any conclusions. You will not push me to make any conclusions. Right, thank you very much.